Well, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, a brand new day. A lot of little things have happened, nothing majorly huge, but some things I just want to say before I forget, even though I've written things down on my topics list. First thing is, the arm of my chair broke yesterday. The back of my chair connects to the bottom of the chair through a bunch of, bolts on the bottom holding the thing on. And then from the plate, the base of the chair that you sit on, to the back, there's 2 bolts on the back of the chair, 2 bolts on the seat. And then there's the arms. You screw the arms in on the top, and then you screw them in at the bottom. You have to use a little Allen wrench, but they go in so that there's connectors holding the top to the bottom for added support. The top one on the right-hand side came off. It doesn't hold anymore. So I had to be super careful. I took the big bolt out and then put it back in so that it's in-ish, so that at least the chair can hang on to it, even though it's not connected. So thumbs up. I mean, hey, life is life, things happen. Anyway, though, on the Shelton, Washington weather, plague, rat, and spider report, the weather is nice-ish. It has been starting off kind of grayish in the morning, and then either the fog burns off or it burns off, the cloud cover burns off around noonish. So it looks like it's going to be a pretty bright day out there, which means it's going to be hot. It's supposed to be hot for about the next week, starting in the 80s and moving its way up to the 90s as we go. So thumbs up for that. And as stated, it's been kind of gray and humid in the mornings, with occasional cloud cover and fog, but it hasn't rained. And yeah, I'm on the very outskirts of the Asheville Olympic Rainforest, which is on the peninsula of Washington State, because 1/3 of the state is peninsula, with this big chunk of water that comes down, almost cuts it off entirely. And then 2/3 of the state is like desert after you go over the Rocky Mountain Cascades mountain ridge thing. So, but for the water part, usually it rains, but it's been raining less and less and less as time goes by because global climate change. So thumbs up for that. So yeah, it's nice and crunchy out there. Every summer now there's once we hit end of July, into August, it's like, don't burn anything, please. It's really dry out there and brown and crunchy. Gotta love that. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that part for the weather report. And for the plague rat report, I went out walkies last night and I rarely saw anyone at all. The few times I did, most people weren't wearing masks, but it's out in public. You don't have to if you don't wish to, if there's nobody around. The problem with that, as I've discovered, is sometimes you're pushed into situations where you can't socially distance, you can't cross the street, you're forced to walk right by somebody, neither of you wearing masks. Luckily, in public, that's not so much a danger if there's just like 2 people, because there's air. And you've got to get a certain viral load, even though we don't know what that viral load is with this particular bug. It's not much, because this thing is insanely contagious, but it's more than just 1 or 2. You're not doomed. Your body can fight off small packets and attacks. So it's just, once it hits that viral load, boom, yay. But past that, most of it went well. I didn't go into any stores. I just went walking around town to get my own exercise in. So once I was done with my pre-rolls, my mask went on, so I didn't have to worry about... Because I don't, as I've said, it's not really for my protection when I'm wearing the mask, because wearing a mask isn't really for your protection. I mean, unless you've got an N95 mask or better, it's not going to really help you. But I never know if I'm infected. I keep coming in contact with new people. So, for other people's protection, that's why I wear my mask. As a quick thing on this, they found that there's individualists and collectivists. Those who are individualists look at things as like, I'm going to take care of myself. If you don't take care of yourself and you're around me while I don't take care of myself, that's your fault if you die. I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm just going to take care of myself. And if you get sick being around me, that's your problem. And then there are the collectivists who are like, I don't want to get sick. I don't want anybody else to get sick. I'm going to wear a mask because I don't want anybody else. I don't want to spread this around and share it. Because they're looking out for the community. Wearing a mask isn't going to help you. Wearing a mask helps everybody else. I'm a collectivist that way. There's also a left, right, conservative, progressive thing to that too. Oddly enough. So, thumbs up on that. There's a lot of flying insects in here this morning. But I'm not really gonna go into that politics. So, thumbs up. Spider report. There seems to be one in that corner that was there yesterday. So maybe. Past that, haven't really seen any, aside from the one in Gojira's little home. In Gojira, I have not seen her up and running. So she's sleeping. Little Dust Mop, he's sleeping. I heard little Dr. Snurf drinking water, but he's sleeping. So they're all sleeping right now. I'd show them off, but I don't want to wake them up. It's very stressful. And stress, hamsters get stressed out quickly. And then when they get stressed, their immune system bottoms out and they can die easily. So, now, I also wanted to mention that there is on YouTube, there's a channel and a bunch of brothers that and a sister that Shmohoyo, they do stuff as, and they did a song based on the rather humiliating interview with President Trump where he was so proud of being able to remember, person, woman, man, camera, TV. And they made a song out of that. And no matter what you think of the politics, if you ignore the politics of it, the song sounds good. They are good musicians. And when they're repeating for the second half of the song, the person, woman, man, camera, TV, they put a deep, deep bass on that as the chorus. And they have a bunch of blended male voices going, person, woman, man, camera, TV, with another distinct woman's voice on top of that you can pick out and listen to. Now that's the sort of music I love, because the more you listen to it, the more you catch, the more you hear. There's always something more. You can listen and go, I never heard that instrument before. Oh my God. And I love that. So politics aside, that is awesome. Look up Shmohoyo and person, woman, man, camera, TV, and it's good, no matter your politics. And then, someone else was mentioning in comments, I thought I'd bring this one up, they said they liked the other little views where I do the extra camera thing, which I only do because since I use the PS4 for the video, and I use my Logitech webcam software to record the audio, which I imagine I could have like Audacity running to record the audio, and then I wouldn't have to do this, but this is entertaining because it allows me to have 2 video sources. And so just for giggles, that's why I put into the corners the second video, picture in picture. But the person was, why I put it upside down sometimes. The weird reason on that one is if you put 4 pictures of you up like this, normally you're just all going to be facing the same way, and that's going to look weird, whether you're up here, over here, over here, over here, like you'd all be facing that direction. And that just looks kind of weird. So I started putting facing, normal this way, and on this side, flipping it to face inward. And then for whatever reason, after doing that for a while, I was like, hey, you know what? I think I'm just going to switch it around. And so that was facing away. But then I was like, you know what? If we're going to have like corners, why not just have it like no matter where you flip the frame, they're always down in the corner looking out, with the shadow in the same position. So even though each of the pictures down here may look awkward and weird, it's just if you turn the picture frame, chunk, 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 the ones down in the corner are always down, facing out with the shadow coming inward. And then that's why I do that. Geometric symmetry because I like symmetry, which bothers me because I split my video stuff up into those 4 chunks with the different lookup table 3D LUTs, as I call it, for the different colors that I do back there. That splits the transitions into 3, and you can't symmetrically do that, which leaves me with 3 picture-in-picture with 4 corners. And how do you fit 3 points into 4 corners? Especially if you want to like have it be straight up, then I'd have to have one right here. Or on the sides, still one right here. So, means nothing, just thought I'd say it. And then, of course, this is a weird one. It comes to the Cosmic Horror Pantheon, and I'm kind of running out of time, so I'm not going to be able to hit everything I have. But there's a couple years back, well, decades ago, it was like early 90s, I was reading up on infinities, and then lately, I've been reading and hearing more about, mathematical infinities and the human brain, because mostly when we think of infinities, when we talk mathematically infinity or individual infinity, we don't actually mean infinite unending, because our brains can't handle that. It's kind of just, it's a very large number, and we just sort of cap it off and then give it a big name, because our brains can't handle something that doesn't stop. Thing is, with my multiverse and cosmic horror stuff, and especially like the Infinite City, it's not rounded. It is infinite. It doesn't stop. If you got into a spaceship that doubled its speed and did not have to worry about a light speed barrier, in 1 second you're going 1 light year per second, the next one 2 light years per second. Pretty soon you're traveling at 100 billion light years per second. You're never going to reach the end of the city. Travel forever, doubling your speed every second. No matter how fast you go, how far you go, it doesn't end. It's not rounded down. And there were a people that created this infinite city and then peopled it. But when our multiverse split, and because in our multiverse, when Amaterasu, the Gakira, the most powerful, the thing that was horrific and nightmarish, was detected coming toward the city, in our multiverse, they evacuated. But in the other one, they fought. And they won. They pushed Amaterasu and her children out of the city. They did an infinite amount of damage to the infinitely large city. There are infinities, and there are infinities. They did an infinite amount of damage, never ending. If they have an infinite amount of workers with an infinite amount of resources and an infinite amount of time, they will never be able to finish the damage repair. Until the end of the city, they will always be working on it. But there are infinities and there are infinities, because the infinitely large portion of the undamaged city is a larger infinite chunk than the infinite chunk of the damaged city. This infinitely large chunk is contained within this infinitely large chunk. So this boundless and limitless piece is within this boundless and limitless piece. They're both infinite, but this one is larger. Thumbs up for that. Oh, did I say what else? There is one other thing that I've been trying to say. There is a difference, like if in my stories versus like the H.P. Lovecraft things, because in theirs it's like you seem to just lose your mind until you're absolutely insane. But I think it's more like what I've been thinking. Things, you don't feel insane. You don't feel different. You don't feel crazy. You feel just like you always did. But as you learn more, as you become more powerful, as you become less like everyone else, you start to realize, only in comparison, how much you've changed. You think you're the same, but you've become powerful enough that you can create your own magical weapons and magical devices. And you don't think anything about it until you're telling somebody about it. It's like, oh yes. And then to create this thing, I had to step into another universe there. And, well, to create this thing, I had to take every man, woman, and child in this new universe, 10 billion of them. I created this space about the size of the moon, took every single man, woman, and child, put them into that space, and then over the span of a week, I slowly crushed them into juice. And then I rendered and concentrated that juice down into this half-quart container. And then I just dipped the metal into that. The metal drank it. And now it is this weapon. And when somebody gets upset, you killed 10 billion men, women, and children? It's like, well, you don't know them. It's nobody you knew. Point being, it doesn't matter if you knew them or not. And yet, until that point, you're at the level where, oh, yeah, you know, that is kind of weird, isn't it? Huh. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now, but I am thanking you for having left a comment. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker, and even though I count in American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression, fibro, and more, I'm amazed sometimes that I can remember my own name. Getting better all the time, but we have Paul the Alien. Thank you so much. And Carrickson? I bet I'm nowhere close, but thank you very, very much. Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. ASAP Frostbite, thumbs up and thank you. Floramew, thank you. You have a ton of things that I want to talk to you about, and so I'm going to be replying. Thank you very, very much. XX Sir Tricky XX, thumbs up and thank you. Baku, thank you very much. And oh yes, I do all the time. Kathy Kisscat, greatly appreciated and always good to see you. Jesus Ponce, thumbs up. Tommy Howell, greatly appreciated. Super G, Wingman 46, thumbs up and thank you. We have Michael Quinn. And then there is a name in Cyrillic. To be honest, I don't know how it's actually pronounced. But thank you very, very much. Colin Reisenauer is always goated. Well, thank you for supporting Colin Reisenauer. And Metal Guitarist 666. I'm amazed I remembered as well. Comet Gray with an exclamation point. Thumbs up. Then we have the actual Colin Reisenauer. Thumbs up and thank you. Russian Timing. Yeah, you'll get there. You'll get there. It took me a long time. And Christopher Thomas, greatly appreciated. ASD FGH, thumbs up and thank you. Jay Swish, greatly appreciated. Kylie Buser, I sure hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you very much. Jordan Sucks, I don't know. I don't know Jordan. Mr. Sugar, thumbs up and thank you. And last but not least, Young Broke Boy. Greatly appreciated each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and that is appreciated. When you are depressed, you need to get out of the echo chamber of your own skull. Hearing your own thoughts and your own thoughts alone is not good. Depression lies to you. And when that's all you hear, that's not good. You need other people, other voices. Thumbs up for that. If you could, check out my various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com. If you could, donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people. That would be beautiful and awesome. If you'd like to help me out, but you don't want to send money to one of those two places, I have a PayPal link. And if you don't want to send any money at all, but just want to help out, I have an Amazon wishlist link with things like cat food, hamster bedding. That'd be awesome if you could check it out. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence, a definite thumbs up, and of course, if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that bell, that would be very cool, greatly appreciated, definitely a thumbs up as well. Well, good golly, Miss Molly, today I do have to record, then edit, and then render a video, but that's okay. It's definitely a good thing, keeps me busy, and you need that. I don't so much have the darkness creeping in, but if I just have not enough to do, I tend to fall asleep in the heat. Anyway, though, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend. Thank you so much for watching, no matter who you are, and if you make it to the end especially, thank you. So practice your self-care, practice your social distancing, protest these bastard cops out there being monsters, the jackbooted thugs. Take care, and I will see you.